Welcome to Psychology of Humans. Today we're exploring the work of Martin Seligman, the psychologist who moved the field from fixing what's broken to building what makes life worth living. Seligman started his career studying something deeply uncomfortable: learned helplessness, the moment a person stops trying to escape pain because they've been trained to believe escape is impossible. In the 1960s and 70s, his research showed that when animals were repeatedly exposed to distress they couldn't control, they eventually stopped resisting even when escape became possible. That idea became a powerful metaphor for human psychology. In real life, this looks like someone trapped in a bad job, a toxic relationship, or a limiting belief, not because there are no options, but because they no longer see options. It's the internal voice that says, "Why try? Nothing changes." Learned helplessness isn't weakness, it's conditioning. A belief formed from repeated experiences where effort didn't produce change. And once that belief takes hold, it affects everything: mood, confidence, risk-taking, and hope. But here's where Seligman becomes so significant. Instead of stopping with the problem, he kept digging for the solution. He discovered that helplessness isn't inevitable, it can be unlearned. The key difference? Explanatory style. How people explain events to themselves. Some people interpret setbacks as permanent, personal, and pervasive. This always happens. It's my fault and everything is ruined. Others explain them as temporary, specific, and external. This is one moment, caused by one situation, and it doesn't define me. Those interpretations create a psychological fork in the road. The first path leads to helplessness. The second path leads to resilience. Seligman began training people to change their explanatory style to see possibility instead of inevitability. That shift wasn't motivational fluff. It was cognitive restructuring, supported by data. This is where Seligman took his bold step. He became frustrated that psychology was mostly focused on illness, depression, anxiety, trauma, dysfunction. The field was excellent at diagnosing pain, but not at cultivating potential. So he launched positive psychology, a movement dedicated to understanding strengths, meaning, purpose, optimism, gratitude, and human flourishing. Not think positive, not ignore suffering, but a science-based framework asking, what creates a good life? Seligman's model is known as PERMA. 5 pillars that support well-being: P, positive emotion, joy, gratitude, love, curiosity; E, engagement, being absorbed in what you're doing; flow, our relationships, authentic connection, trust, support; M, meaning, belonging to something larger than yourself; A, achievement, progress, mastery, accomplishment. This wasn't idealism, it was research-backed. By studying thousands of people, Seligman showed that well-being is built through actions, not accidents. You don't wait for happiness to arrive, you cultivate it. Seligman didn't ignore suffering, he contextualized it. Humans become stronger not by eliminating problems, but by adding purpose, building resilience, and recognizing that life contains both pain and possibility. Today, positive psychology influences therapy, education, leadership, coaching, and mental health programs worldwide. And Seligman's shift changed how we think about the mind. His message is straightforward but powerful. You can learn helplessness and you can learn optimism. Beliefs can imprison you, or they can free you. The gap between stagnation and growth is often how you explain your reality. So what do we take from Martin Seligman today? First, watch your explanatory style. Listen to how you interpret difficulty. Second, remember that happiness is a practice, not a personality trait. And third, don't define yourself by where you started. The mind is adaptable. Resilience is trained. Meaning is built. Hope is a skill. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.